as a Meisner-trained director, it would be understood that no two people will play a role exactly the same, as they shouldn't, because that would not be living truthfully into the role. So as a Meisner director, if acting is living as truthfully as one can under imaginary circumstances, is it simply mostly in the casting? What do you do? What do you do as the director without stepping on craft? What do you direct? Okay, well, that's a wonderful question, although I'm not sure if I understand the top part. So let me take a whack at this again. As a Meisner-trained director, it'd be understood that no two people will play a role exactly the same. Okay, you're right. They're not going to play it exactly the same, but as the director, you have a vision. And you're right. What they're not. Look, if you had two actors, and you had them playing the same role, and every other night you're going to switch them off, right? But it was clear who the character is and was, and you really gave a nice blueprint for both of them marching forward. You're absolutely right. Every night as they came out, there would be two different experiences, no doubt, but they shouldn't be wildly different, right? If you've done your job as that director, I know you're not going to do that. You're not going to have two different roles, but I still want to make the point. They should be close. They should be close. But of course, they're going to act from who and what they are. One person may be a little freer or a little more alive, and so it's going to color that performance, no doubt about it. So back to the point. So as a Meisner, if acting is living truthfully as one can under the imaginary circumstance, is it simply mostly in the casting? Well, then the answer is yes. Yes, the answer is it's in the casting. Look, I learned something interesting from reading a book this summer on Elie Kazan, and he rarely read his actors as lead actors for his lead roles, right? Rarely. You know what he'd do? He'd call him in his office and he'd just talk with him. And if the lead role required somebody to be really passionate and intense, he'd want to get them talking about something that they were passionate and intense about, just to see if they had that level, the natural characteristics and quality. He wasn't interested in having actors stretch and grow into a role that they're not right for, because his attitude was, especially at the top of his game, I can have anybody. So I want somebody that is the perfect fit naturally for this role. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it overall, especially because, all of us have invested so much in craft and training, and we feel capable of stretching ourselves quite a bit, no doubt, but that's but that's why the importance of having range, right? So that you're not one note, so that you're able to play more than just yourself over and over. And I mean just a very limited self, but you have range from great passion and great love and great and everything in between, and you can dial that down and shape it, right? So be able to give the director what their vision is. But that said, casting is critical to going after what it is you're looking for. But there's one more part. What do you do as the director without stepping on the craft, and what do you direct? Again, I love these questions. First of all, ask them their process. Ask them how they like to work, for sure. We talked about this earlier. But also, you need to find the language that can work for them. If you're coming from Meisner training, we certainly have a certain language. But I found, when working with people that are not Meisner trained, it's just talking them through it. What's going on in this? What's going on in this scene? Tell me what you want in this scene. And really getting it clear about what the stakes are. And then ask them, have you ever had a time in your life when you felt that way? Trying to get them to personalize it. Again, these are people that if they don't have much craft or training. This is a way of bridging that gap. But most of all, I guess, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be bouncing around, but this is a big topic and I have a lot of opinions on it. Because in my years, I've only had a few directors that really, in my opinion, were talented. Really, really an actor's director. And what's that mean? They're just sensitive. They know what it's like to do this. So, and they know how to talk to you. And I'm not talking Meisner talk. They just know how to talk. And the other thing I think that's really important as a director is to be as positive as possible, especially in front of cast and crew after each take. It may not be what you want, but to be positive. Actors will give you what they want. They are dying to please you. They are. But boy, they're also very fragile. And I'm not talking because there's some neurotic bunch. I just mean on a set, it can be very delicate. You want to give them what they want, the director. And so after each take, I find it so important to go right up to the actor right away. Way to go. way to go. How did that feel? What did you think about that one? Now, you know perfectly well. It's not even close. And they go, it was okay. It was all right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, I'm positive. We're going to go again. It's building. It's growing here. Let's try this though. Let's try. Or another way is say, what would you think about this? And basically plant the seed and let it almost be like they're coming up with it as well. I'm not saying be manipulative. I'm just saying to co-create so they feel a part of it, so they feel honored. And they are going to help with that process. And it raises their confidence as well.